everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some new information we found out about the upcoming Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer 4xe. Now, we've known about these vehicles for some time. Jeep has actually teased them. Back in September of 2022, they had their 4xe day, and they teased the Avenger, the Wagoneer S, the Recon, and they also teased what we thought was going to be a plug-in electric hybrid of the Wagoneer. However, that, if you read the fine print, it says it was due out in 2024, and obviously we're at the end of 2024, and that hasn't happened. So what's going on with this vehicle, and what's powering it? So in recent weeks, or actually recent months, I should say, Jeep has kind of expanded its 4xe lineup. With that being said, it's not going to be all plug-ins. So basically, we've seen that, obviously in Europe we have the Renegade 4xe, the Compass 4xe, which have had huge success in certain markets there. Here we've had the Grand Cherokee and Wrangler 4xes, which are the Wrangler being the best-selling plug-in hybrid, and the Grand Cherokee being the second. But we've also seen Jeep come out recently with their Jeep Avenger 4xe. Now, keep in mind, the Jeep Avenger was a front-wheel drive only, subcompact little crossover that is built in Europe, mainly for the European market, but it's going in certain global markets now. But what people were missing was it was front-wheel drive only. And a lot of people wanted a four-wheel drive model. So what Jeep did was they introduced a 4xe model and gave it a separate, it's got a hybrid powertrain, but in the back it's got an electric drive axle that powers the back wheels independently. So basically what it does is it's a hybrid all-wheel drive system. So it's made for efficiency, but it's also made for capability. So it's kind of neat. And right now the orders for that have been taking off in Europe. So the Avenger has been a huge success for Jeep overall in the European market. Matter of fact, it's been such a big success that one vehicle outsold, this past year, outsold the entire Alfa Romeo brand globally. Just one model in one region. Pretty exciting news considering what that vehicle is. But what we've seen on that is that, yeah, it's badged as a 4xe, but it got really unique badges because it's not a plug-in. It got 4xe badges, but they're green. So we don't know if Jeep is going to introduce different colors for different powertrains, because what we know now is that this new Wagoneer 4xe is going to be a different powertrain than a plug-in. It's not going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a range extender. It's actually going to share the same exact powertrain that the Ram 1500 Ramcharger has. So, with that being said, what is the Ram 1500 Ramcharger? It's going to teach us a lot about this new Wagoneer, because basically, virtually underneath the skin, it's the same vehicle. It shares the same architecture and whatnot. But what we have is basically a smaller battery pack than an all-electric vehicle would have. So on the Ramcharger, it's a 92 kilowatt-hour battery pack. It's paired with a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 engine that drives an onboard 130 kilowatt generator. Okay, so the Pentastar engine doesn't power the wheels. It just powers a generator to recharge the battery. So on this truck, it's got a 250 kilowatt front EDM, electric drive module, and a 238 kilowatt rear EDM. So it's got all-wheel drive standard, which will be great for a Jeep Wagoneer, obviously. But the front EDM can actually have electronic disconnect, so it can have the wheels spin freely while the rear wheels power it to save range. It also has a electronic locking rear differential in the rear EDM. So for capability off-road, that's going to be perfect for the Wagoneer. Pentastar engine will basically not, like I said, not power the wheels, but if you want to just plug in the Ramcharger, it has a 400 volt DC fast charger that will do up to 175 kilowatts and will actually add 5 miles of range of all-electric power per minute. But let's say that's not good enough. So what happens is you have a fuel tank on board, and let's say you don't have time to charge it, or you can't find a charger. We know that every exit pretty much has a gas station on it. So you can get off the highway or get off the road and go take and fill this thing up. And that Pentastar engine will take and constantly power that battery. So this works good where basically electric vehicles have failed to improve in. Basically, towing. We know that EVs lose a lot of range in towing. Well, this pretty much eliminates it because you can put fuel in it and continue to charge it on the go. This also helps the fact that if you're going somewhere in a timely manner and you have an EV and you don't have time to sit there and wait for that 5 miles per minute to charge up, you can simply go to a gas station, spend 3 minutes, and have a full tank of gas and charge that thing and drive it for hundreds of miles, which is really cool. So there's that. There's also the performance capabilities. So with the Ramcharger's powertrain, which we expect not to differ that much from the actual Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer 4xe, has 663 horsepower, 615 foot-pounds of torque. So right there, that'll be the most powerful Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer ever. It has a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds. Now, keep in mind the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are a little bit heavier than what a Ramcharger will be. But think about it. Less than a sub 5 second 0 to 60 time. The Ramcharger will be able to tow up to 14,000 pounds. So if you have a Wagoneer right now with the Hurricane engines, the max tow on a Hurricane-powered Wagoneer is 10,000 pounds. So if this truck can tow 14,000, I guarantee that the Wagoneer will tow 14,000 as well. And another thing is it'll have best-in-class payload capability for the Ramcharger, which should shift over to the Wagoneer, which is 2,625 pounds. Now that might change a little bit just depending on, we're adding more weight to it with a third row and all this other stuff. But I expect that to have a 2,300 pound plus payload capacity. That'll be game-changing in itself. The best thing about this package is Ram actually has told us that they guarantee at least 690 miles of range, which is 1,111 kilometers, with a full battery and a full tank of gas. So if you have a full battery pack and a full tank of gas, originally Jim Morrison said in the teaser video that the Wagoneer would be able to get from New York to Toronto without having to stop. So this makes sense. So this powertrain is going to be game-changing. Game-changing. Compared to just a BEV, a battery electric vehicle, like let's say, for example, the Ram 1500 REV, which has been pushed back to the end of 2025. That model was supposed to launch with two battery packs, one being a 350-mile range and the other one with a 500-mile range. Well, on Ram's website, it says that larger battery pack won't be available until the end of 2026, meaning probably a 2027 model. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a long time for that range. So, if you want range and you want the capability of an electric vehicle, this is it. And it's coming soon because we were told by our sources that it will be starting production in the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, the problem is it's going to be early fourth quarter of 2025, but it probably won't reach dealers until the same time that we are in next year. So, probably mid-December, if not later, and maybe around the first quarter, meaning January of 2026. But nevertheless, it's coming. The only thing that will be in question is pricing. What will this thing cost? Because Ram hasn't even announced the Ramcharger pricing. Will it be more expensive than the Ram Rev, or will it be more affordable? And hopefully, with the cost of all this EV stuff, it will be cheaper. So if you can get this range-extending powertrain to be cheaper than the BEV, I don't see why people would not choose this over an all-electric model. I mean, it makes a lot more sense. Smaller battery pack should help cut cost. An engine on board, yeah, you might have to add stuff, to the lineup, more cost because it's got an engine and a fuel tank and all this stuff. But overall, by cutting that battery pack down, it should be a game changer. So if they can make this thing affordable, meaning not like a $120,000 SUV, because they're already cutting prices because Wagoneer sales have been on the decline because it costs so much, hopefully this thing will be a game changer just because of the capability, the range, and the actual convenience, being able to not have to go charge it up when you can't, and actually putting gas in it and being able to drive wherever you want without having that range anxiety. So keep that in mind. Obviously, we're going to follow this more through, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer it as best I know. I mean, we know some of the details about this vehicle. We don't know everything yet, So, but it's coming fast. I mean, within the next year. So, hopefully, it's bringing a little more excitement to this whole switch over to EVs. I like the range extending idea. I love having the performance of these EV or like EDMs, but I like being able to not having to be limited to, just charging the thing. So we know how difficult it is with these charging stations, especially in the winter weather. We know that EVs lose range big time, and here in Michigan it's been bitter cold the last couple days. So it'll be very interesting to see, like, you don't have to rely on these charging stations that are constantly either broken or that won't connect to your car because there's some kind of software issue. You can just go to a conventional gas station, fill up your tank, and still drive it as an EV. So, all right, take and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video, and stay tuned. Bye.